Hey everybody, this is Melina from ScrapbookingWithMe.com and Me Crafty Scrapper here on YouTube and Instagram and over on Facebook at Me Crafty Scrapper Creates. And as you can tell with everything that I have on my desk that I'm showing y'all, we're going to have some fun today. I have entirely too many 12 by 12 paper pads. I have way too much trim. I have way too many digitals. And I actually have a good stash of dyed paper. So this is going to be a little bit of a series kind of thing. I'm going to do this one for junk journaling. We'll need to do a few with our smaller paper pads for card making, and then even some scrapbook stash kits. But this is a build a stash kit with me video, and we're going to get some stuff that's like-minded together and create with those. You know that you have so much stuff, so much craft stuff sitting around, and you're wondering, it gets overwhelming as far as what goes together and what doesn't go together, and you're making a junk journal, or you're making a card, or you're making a scrapbook page, or whatever paper craft you're doing, and you can't find the exact right, that die cut would have been so good, but I don't know where it is. So let's make, out of our own stash that we already have, let's build some stash kits. So my first stash kit today, I don't know how many we'll get built in this entire video, but we'll review what all we went over and what all we've put together at the end of the video. But for my first one, it is going to be centered around this digital kit that I got from Dark Manor. That is a shop on Etsy, and this kit is the Massive Vintage Botanist Antique Journal Kit, and it has loads and loads and loads of stuff in it. I have a little list here, and I will put it closer for anybody that wants to screenshot that. That is what I'm kind of working off of. So what I'm going to do, I have an idea. This is my idea of, hey, I need stuff that goes with this to go along with this so that I can build a junk journal with this kit. And I'll show you some stuff that's in that in just a minute. So I need to get wax thread. I need to get some cardstock pieces for maybe a cover. I need to get some fabric for maybe a cover. I need to get some papers for the actual pages, so some die cut papers probably. I want to add 3, 4, 5, 6 clips of some kind. Now they could just be bulldog clips, they could be paper clips, they could be bulb clips, whatever. I want to have clips in with this junk journal that we eventually make. 3 miscellaneous papers, so that could be ledger paper, notebook paper, whatever. 3 book pages, at least 3 yards of trim. Now sometimes we go crazy with the trim in our junk journals, so we might want to add more than that. That's fine. At least 20 die cuts, and it's got to match this stuff. So I'm not going to count the die cuts that are already in this beautiful digital kit from Dark Manor. I'm going to find 20 more die cuts that would go with this. Then 2 bags, because y'all know that that's an essential for me when I'm making a junk journal, is a bag. So it can be pharmacy bag, like where you get your prescriptions in, or it can be just the small lunch bags or glassine bags, whatever. At least 2 of those. And then you have your extras like I like to include Project Life cards in my junk journals just because they make very, very, very easy pockets. So Project Life cards, stencil choices. So whatever stencil I have in my stash that I think would work really good with this, I can include a piece of paper in with this kit. When I put it in its bag, you know, it's all ready in a big kit form for me to be able to make this journal. I can add notes on a piece of paper inside that bag, and I can put what stencil choices I think, what watercolor and splatter ink choices I think, what distress ink choice I think, or if I want to use a stamp set that I've run across that kind of goes along with some of this. All of those choices that I think would go good with this junk journal, I can make a note and put inside the bag. Stickers, digitals, fabric, you name it, whatever you like to add into your junk journal, make that your recipe for when you're putting together your stash kit. Okay, so let's get down to it. I love this kit. Like I said, it is the Massive Vintage Botanist Antique Journal Kit from Dark Matter on Etsy, and I will link her in the description box below. Now I do have a few little miscellaneous things in here that I thought would just go with it. That one will not. Let's move that one away. So just a little sneak peek at some of the stuff. Her images are gorgeous. Her little pages are gorgeous in this kit. All kinds of great, beautiful stuff. Look at that. How pretty. Lovely stuff. Now, if you go over and you purchase this kit from her, make sure to tell her that I sent you. There's a note section in the checkout. Right before you check out, I do believe, and you can put a note to the seller and make sure to leave her a note and say, Melina Pylant over on YouTube sent me over, showed your product, and sent me over. So y'all be sure. Anyway, and then I had already cut out a bunch of the cut aparts that she has in this kit. Look at that little envelope, how cute. So a great little nature kit, and I thought that this Tim Holtz, the tried and true Tim Holtz paper stash, that memoranda went excellent with this digital kit. So I'm going to take out 2 sheets from this kit to go along with that. So I'm going to go with this paper, and then maybe this one. I like that. Okay. And then, like I said, these are for potential covers for our journals. I apologize for any sun glint glare that y'all get. There we go. There it is. My window behind me. It is midday and the sun just glares in from that window. I've got a lot of solid cardstock. I know some of you may not have a big stash of solid cardstock. I do, just from my scrapbooking, 12 by 12 scrapbooking days. So I'm going to include a piece of chocolate cardstock and some craft cardstock, just to keep it on that natural scheme. So okay, we got chocolate and we've got craft, and then we've got our kit here. The kit has some dark reds in it, so I'm thinking that that would be great to find a trim of some kind that I have that's a dark red. And I do have this one that's actually in a Halloween package from Recollections, and y'all all know that is a Michaels brand. It does have this dark red, and that goes really well with that, I think. And then this paper from Tim Holtz has got red in it. It is a lighter red, but I think that that really goes well. So I want to do at least 3 yards of trim, and not all the same trim either. So I think I'll do 1 yard of this, if I can get it apart. Because, I mean, guys, I've had this forever. I think someone gifted this to me. I've had it forever. I'm just going to do the pretty much a yard up against myself to cut that, to measure. Think someone gifted it to me, and it's just sat in this package. It's not being used. So I thought I need to build myself some stash kits and actually use the stuff that's in my kits or in my stash. So let's go with a dark green. Let's see what this green looks like. Ooh, I like that. Yep. So this is a lace. This is more of like a velveteen kind of feel. And then this green lace. Let's cut that. And then let's get some neutral. So I've got this here, and you know what, I'm just going to keep this entire thing. I think there's about 2 yards maybe, or a little more, and I'm going to keep that entire thing. So that's 4 yards of trim right there to use in this kit for this junk journal. Now I plan on getting these kits together and using them, making things with them on down the road, like making a video and saying, hey, you remember that kit we all built together on so-and-so video? I'm going to make the junk journal out of it today, or I'm going to make the scrapbook page out of it today, or pages, or cards, or whatever. Okay, so we have that little neutral. I've got a little bit bigger kind of eyelet lace, and I'm going to put that in with it too. Clips, let's go ahead and get those. And I have got the little tiny clips from Tim Holtz. I love these. They're so cute on the edges of pages. And I've got 3 right there. And we'll need to get some kind of little bag or packaging or something to put our little bitty bits in. I'm thinking I want a few bulb clips with this kit too. So, you know, this is just like a little starter thing. You don't have to go exactly by that. You can add extra if you want to. This is just kind of basic stuff. Alright, book pages. So I said 3. Sometimes I like to add more than that. And I like to add some that are not all like consecutive or even from the same book. So let's go with a few different ones. I love that. Since she's in a garden, that kind of goes with that. I really love that page. And then let's go with a couple of dictionary papers too. I'm really excited about putting card kits together too, because I've got some really pretty like modern stuff that I could put together from Cocoa Daisy kits and make some really pretty card making kits. So that's our book pages. Let's go with our 8 sheets of paper, 4 pages. So die cut papers, and let me see if I've got some of that green food color paper left over, and I surely do. So there's 1, 2, 3 sheets of that. Let's put that down here. 3 sheets of that, and then regular old dyed paper. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So there is our paper for our pages. Okay, and then let's see here. We've already got our trim, we've already got our book pages, our clips, our papers for the pages, our cardstock, wax thread. The very first thing on our list, so let's get that. So we're going to go with 1.5 yards of wax thread, and that should get us plenty for sewing in our signature or signatures. That's plenty. If you're looking to do a journal that has 4 or 5 signatures, you might want to double that wax thread amount. 2 bags, and I want to go with these. One is a printed bag here that I've had my stash forever, and then one is a pharmacy bag that I just adore. I love those, and I can't find them anymore. They're gone. I've looked on Amazon, I've looked everywhere, and I can't find these anymore. So they are sparingly that I use them, because I don't have that many left. But that's my bags, my cardstock, my papers, my clips, miscellaneous papers. So talking about like notebook paper, any kind of ledger paper that you might have. I'm going to go with 1 sheet of dyed notebook paper. I'm going to go with 2 sheets of ledger paper, and this green ledger paper will go really well with this kit. So no need to dye them, in my opinion, but I might down the road want to splatter them or distress ink them or something. So these ledger paper booklets I get from Walmart. They're really cheap, and I use ledger paper in almost every one of my junk journals. And then the thing that's going to take me probably the longest to get together, and that is going to be my die cuts, because I think I've got everything else on my regular list here. For this kit, as far as the distress ink color, I think I would just go with like a walnut stain, because some of this is not as dark as some of my other stuff that I would make or put into a junk journal. So yeah, I think I would just go with walnut stain. So on a note, we can just use this paper pad. I got this from Happy Mail. Whoever sent this, thank you so much. I love notepads. So for this, I'm going to call it if I can get my phone to pull up. I got a new phone, and it has the face thing, recognition thing, and I sit and flip it, trying to get it to open up, and if my face is not right there, it won't open up. Look at that sun glare. Y'all are just getting it today. So botanist, that's what I'm going to call this kit. JJ kit. Ink, I'm going to say walnut stain. And then for the stamp, I'll have to look. I might not have to use the stamp set at all because of all this goodness that's in the digital kit. And then, let's see, stencil choices or stamp choices. You know what? I think I might like to use that, oh yeah, that splatter stamp. So I could stamp is the artisan texture, and I would probably just use walnut stain to stamp these and add a little bit of texture or something, interest to the pages. So there's a possible stamp. And then I'm really thinking the coffee dyed, or the coffee, yep, that coffee stencil. Did I say coffee enough for y'all? Stencil, the coffee one. And I'll know what I'm talking about. I don't have it right here. I'll just put this here just to satisfy y'all knowing what I'm talking about. A stencil to ink with my walnut stain and add some flair to some of the pages or something. But I do have a coffee one that's like this, that's got the rings and stuff like that, little splatters. I think that would go really well with this little kit we're putting together. And then splatter ideas. I think this, I think it's called Delusions, yeah, shimmer spray. It's a kind of a antique gold, so I'm going to go with that one. So the Ranger, let's see, spray or splatter, whatever. Ranger shimmer. It's the only one I've got of this, so I'll know. And see, that way we don't have to actually put this into the kit bag. It can stay where our sprays are if we're organized. And believe it or not, with my sprays and my splatters and stuff, I am organized. I have them all in a box and labeled, so we're good with that. That way, this doesn't have to go in that kit, and if you don't get to it and you're looking for this to use it on another project, you're like, where did I put that spray? You can keep your sprays where they all are. All my stamp sets, they can stay where they are. I'm putting a note in with the kit to say, hey, go get that stamp, blah, 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 when you start working on this kit. I thought that was a really, really neat idea. What do y'all think? So there's that one, the shimmer spray. I've already got spray written on there. I'm good. Not really looking to use watercolor on this at all, so I'm good with that. Fabric. Do I have any pieces of fabric that might go good with this kit? So let's pick up my fabric bag. And I know that I've got something in this bag that would go with this. I have a local friend who is a seamstress, and when she gets little offcuts and things like that, she sends them my way. Look at that, how pretty that is, and it's already quilted. So pretty. Of course, won't go with this little kit here, but I thought it was very, very cute. Look at that. I really like that. It's got yellows in it. The digital kit has yellows in it. It's got little bees on it. And it is a botanist kit, so we can put that in there. That can be on the edges of some pages or something. Ooh, I like that too. We can do that. I'm really seeing that some pages could really get dressed up in this kit. Or we could tear this and it could be the closure for the journal, but that really goes well too. So there's some fabric to go along with it, just some little pieces. And see, they're all in that big bag, so if I didn't get it all together and put it in a kit, I would forget what I have in the bag and then never use it. So there's some fabric. We need to pick out some die cuts and some stickers. So I'm not sure that I've got stickers that will go exactly with this, but I can look at just some that I have close at hand over here. So those definitely wouldn't. These definitely would. Look at that. I like that. It's got some of the same colors. That's too bright. This has got some really cute word phrases in it too. That's too bright. Those go. Yep, the top ones at least. The bottom ones have koi fish on them, and koi fish really doesn't go with that. I'll put them back in there. Yep, all of those are too bright. That actually goes, so I can leave that there. Let's look here at some more that I have just in arm's reach. Ooh, I really like those. And I could label and write in a gold gel pen. Yep, I like those. So let's just get a couple of sheets of these out. And then we'll go to looking for die cuts. So this is the Tim Holtz metallic stickers, and they are the labels. So there's silver with a white background, black background, then there's a gold with a white and a black background. And I think those go the best with that. So that's my stickers. And now let's go for die cuts. And what I'm going to do, I have a big pile of die cuts in drawers to my right in a Rubbermaid tower. So I'm going to get one of those drawers out, and we're going to get at least 20 die cuts out of that one drawer that would go with this kit. And I went ahead and got my Project Life cards too, and we're going to pick out some of those to add to this. So here is a little die cut that I think would go really well with that. So there's one. And see, some of this is very modern looking, so it's not going to go. There's two, little library card. And 3, 4, 5, little key. Like that, or a lock. Ooh, look at that little speckled egg. How many is that? 6, 7, 8, something like that. That actually goes 9, 10. Look at that little Rolodex. Love that. Love that. 11, 12, 13. I really actually like the scissors. 14, cute. 15, 16, 17, 18, and we always need a butterfly. 19, and look at that little bird. That goes with that. I like it. There's 20. Okay, so there's 20 die cuts that I got from a drawer that I have not opened up in I don't know how long, and actually found die cuts that go along with all of this, kind of match, kind of same color scheme, same vintagey look. Love that. And now I'm going to pick out about 6 Project Life cards. Now, if you don't, like I said, if you don't have these, it's just 3 inches by 4 inches. So you can cut your own Project Life cards, no problem whatsoever. And they make great pockets. Just kind of ink them and then glue on 3 sides, and you've got a pocket. Make your little notch with the circle. Easy peasy pocket. So see, I love that with it. That would be really cute either way to make a pocket out of. Great goodness at that sun coming through. So there's one. And that actually goes with that. It's got that red in it. I really like that. It's a vintagey look too. There is 2 orange. And then, ooh, I like that. Look at that. How good that goes. You probably can't see the color. There you go. There's the colors in it. So it's got some of the same colors. There's 3. And then, ooh, that goes too. Very pretty. 4. 5 give a little bit of color to our whole shebang here. I love that. Goes with it. Same colors. Give us a little bit of pop of color through there. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 Project Life cards, and I could have went even crazier with that and put even more. But we will stop at 6. Alright, so then I got a snack Ziploc bag, or Bethany got it for me, and then I have these that will hold 12 by 12 paper. Now you could totally just do a bag that is like 12.5 by 12.5 that has the sealer at the top. Totally do that with them. I just happen to have these storage plastic storage bins, and it's not really a bin, it's a sleeve, but I will have these linked in my Amazon storefront. I think they're already in there, but anyway, I'll make sure that the link is in the description box below for you. They come in handy so much, and then you can, this is what I have my digitals stored in, organized in, and they also have the bin that these fit into so that you can organize even more. But they're great sleeves. I'll need to make sure that I got everything out of there, and I did. And I will show you. They have the little tabs at the top. So see, these are great to store your little stash kits that you make. I'm going to use one. And first off, what I'm going to do is get my little bitty tiny stuff and my little bitty string stuff so that I can make sure to keep up with all of it. So I have this little bitty stash of clips that I want my fingers to cooperate and pick up. Okay, and then I have my little die cut stash and my Project Life card stash is small enough to go in that. This is the snack size zippy bag, or baggie, or whatever you call it. Some of this tiny stuff that I've already fussy cut out, I want to put down in here because I don't want it to get lost in that organizing, plastic organization thing. The next one we'll do, I'll do it without a set digital kit in mind. So we'll just do basic stuff, and then we'll add a few digitals that I've already got printed out. We'll add some digitals to that. So I'm just getting all this little stuff and seeing if I can get it all put in this little baggie here, and I can. That's great. Okay, so I'm going to get my fabric, put it on top of my digital here, and get my trims. I'm going to go ahead and put my wax thread in that bag with all my littles too, just so I can keep up with that. I don't know about y'all, but I love the smell of waxed thread. I know that is like so crazy weird, but oh well. You'll also need a blunt needle and all, and then, you know, however you bind your journal, but you know, you don't have to put that in the kit. You already know that that's something you have to have whenever you know, make a journal. So that's going to go on top. I've got my sticker sheets. I've got my smaller pages, and then bags can go toward the back. These can go with the sticker sheets. Let's put them like that. And then bigger pages to the back. Bags on top of that. Our cardstocks that we're thinking could be covers, and then all of that goes there. And then or ideas for other things can go there. And I just love this because this has gotten a bunch of stuff out of my stash and just willy-nilly throughout my studio and into one organizational piece. I don't want to put that on the outside because I'll be stacking things on my shelf right beside each other and then that'll get all weird. But I could paper clip it if I had just a regular old paper clip or a binder clip or whatever, so that I can see it a little bit better. So there is my botanist junk journal kit that I need to get started on and get together. That is a neat idea, if I do say so myself. Just saying. Don't have to buy anything new. That was all stuff from my stash, and now I know that everything that's in this kit that I have just put together goes together, matches, coordinates, whatever. I think that's a really, really good idea, y'all. Okay, let's do another one. That was one with a certain digital kit in mind. Let's do one that's pretty basic, that doesn't have a digital kit in mind for it, but maybe I'll have a digital something printed out in my stash that can go with it later. But let's start with our little formula here and get our cardstock. Let's do some blue cardstock and then find that's solid, and then find some pattern cardstock that I've got that would go along with blue. So I have a dark navy blue. I have this little cutoff that I just thought I'm going to keep that with that. And then I have this piece that's got a little bit of faded stuff and bent on one side. I'm just going to put it with it. It has been in my stash forever and I hadn't used it, but I think if I'll put it with a kit, maybe I'll use it. Maybe. Cross some fingers. This is a collection from Craft Consortium. It's called In the Forest. It's got lots of blue in it. And I'm very excited to use some of this paper. It's so pretty. I use some of this in my jumbo, those big scrapbook journals that I made. And they turned out so pretty. That paper is gorgeous and pretty blues in it. And then, ooh, that one's pretty too. Let's go ahead and get that one. Let's do one more. Y'all see I'm already going way over my basic 3 cardstock rule. Or not rule, just idea. And I think I'm going to go ahead and take off that cover too. So let's do this basic wood grain too, because we need a few neutrals in it. And then Craft Consortium does this great feature in their collections where they have cutouts on the inside covers, and I really love that. So I think if I can get it, I might just cut it off. Let's do that. And this will get me some more die cuts, but it's not going to take the place of the die cuts that I use, that I pick out for this, but I am going to use those as some of the die cuts. So there's that paper pad. And then I'm going to put this to the back here. And then have this idea, my foundation of color idea. And then figure out what else we want to put with it. Okay, a couple of sheets of digitals. This one is from Julie at Camellia Crafts Designs, and I thought a couple of these little cameos could go too, so I'm just going to put the whole sheet or whatever I have left of that whole sheet in there. And then I do have a kit, a partial kit, that's got lots of blues in it. Look at those, how pretty. I love that. So this is not from Betty Renfro. I can't even think, y'all. I'm thinking about two different things at the same time. That is not from our Betty. I can't even remember the name of it. That is another thing about if I'm buying a digital kit from you, I really, really, truly need the name, your name on that, on each sheet, because after I've printed it out, I have no clue. You know, once it's printed out, if I've used some of it, I don't have a clue who I got them from if the name is not, the shop name is not on there. Okay, so now I have, it looks like another little digital pack. And this has already been printed out for me, flower wood. I know this come from one of our friends' Etsy shops, but I cannot for the life of me. There it is, Nancy's Fancies. That's who it's from. And she's got some Kiss Cut stuff in here. And I think that that would go good. It's got blues in it. This has some blue in it. I'm going to add that with it. And that's going to probably be all except for this. Get me some neutrals in there because this has got some blue in it too. And this is from my porch prints. That was a little extra in one of the kits that I purchased from my porch prints. So there's me some digitals to go along with what I've already picked out. Let's see, 1.5 yards of wax thread. And then I got my cardstock. 8 sheets of papers for pages. So let's go 1, 2. Let's do a dark one. I've got one dark one that came out, I mean, super duper dark when I was tea staining. 1, 2, 3. And let's do some of this blue. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's our papers for the pages. Let's do some clips, and I'm going to go with a couple from this Prima Rusty paper clips. 2 of those, and then a white one from this Heidi Swap pack. Okay, and then let's see here, 3 miscellaneous papers. Let's go ahead and get our book pages. I have some really frail book pages here. I'll just do 2 of those, and some out of our Spanish-English dictionary, some dictionary pages, and see how well those tear out. Not too well, but it'll be alright. We can just use those as accents. We don't even have to use them as pages if we don't want to. And then I've got some pages here that are already trimmed out of book. So there's 3 more. Let's do a drawing paper or like a handmade paper. That's very pretty. Do that in there. There's a miscellaneous paper. And then, ooh, let's do a really decorative, something that stands out in this journal. I love that. So I like putting a little pop of color. So there's a standout paper, and then let's do another one of those really decorative that I got gifted to me. Look how pretty that is. Okay, So there's some miscellaneous decorative papers. No ledger paper in this because it is green and that would go kind of way against what I'm going for here. Got our book pages. Now we need to look for trim, and let's see if any of this would go. Not really, because it's all black and orange, but I do have this. It is a blue and a maroon together, and I could totally take that apart if I wanted to and just use one color, but I love that. Who knows, that might be on the spine of the journal. I don't know, but it is gorgeous, and I'm just gonna keep that there. So then we have this beautiful trim, lace trim that's got a blue pearl center, so I'm going to do that, and then just add something a little different, a little pink. It's a very light pink trim, and then let's do some white satin trim too, and this is just ribbon, white satin ribbon that I think would be gorgeous in this journal. Too pretty. Okay, so there's my trims. I'm going to put them off to the side over here. And then let's go with die cuts. Now I found these when I was looking for clips. I found these flowers that I thought would be very pretty in this journal. Look at these. We used to use these all the time, little paper flowers. But I really love those. So there's 3. Let's get a drawer out and look for some more. There's 3. I've got this little tag that has been in my stash for a while. Let's make that 4, since we got some wood grain going on in this anyway. Okay, I love these. I don't know that there's any that's got any blue in them. That one does. There's 5. And ooh, pretty, 6. And I'm going to use that. That's a little punch out that I made a while back. What is that? 6, 7, something like that. I'm just going to keep on going. I've got a lot of stuff that people have sent me in this little drawer. These are cute. These are little postage pieces. They already had an adhesive on the back, so that works really well. Really easy to add to our pages. Let's do a few of these. Too pretty. See, this one's going to be butterfly heavy. The other one was not. I think it only had 1 butterfly in it. This one's going to be butterfly heavy. So there's probably enough, but let's add just a few more pieces of some kind. I have this doily that I've had in my stash for a while when I was doing some demonstrating for a company, and I think that would be gorgeous on a page somewhere. We didn't put any doilies in the other one, so that's something. And then these little pieces too would go very cute in this kit. So there's that, and let's see if we've got anything else in this. Ooh, I think that's cute. Just a little embellishment of some kind to add to a side of a page or something like that. And then there's one of those labels that we had made not too long ago. Let's add those in there too. Great little accents. So there is our die cuts, and then 2 bags, and I think I'm going to go plain Jane on the bags on this one. So I've got the tiny little mini lunch bag, and then I have this is the medium size, I think, bags that we have in the shop at scrapbookingwithme.com. This one I'm going to put my little stuff in. That's going to be my little bag that holds my little stuff. And then let's see here, project life cards. So let's look through the pile that I had already gotten down. seeing if there's anything in here that's got some blue tint to it that'll go with what we've already got out. Okay, and these 6 here, I think that would go really good with that pop of color paper that we picked out. I think will go nicely in this little kit. Fabric choices, so let's see here. I want to get a few neutral things because I don't want it to be overwhelmingly blue. But of course it can have some blue in it too. See, that's way too bright blue, but that is beautiful. Let's look here what this one is. Oh, look at that. How pretty. Okay, so there's me some fabric. And let's get at least 2 more pieces of something to go with this. I cannot not go with that. It matches so well. Now let's find a neutral. Let's get a little neutral. This one I have used before. It is gorgeous. I probably will not need the entire thing, but that's so pretty. It's just a brown neutral with some script writing on it. So pretty. So there's my fabric. And then for my notes for this kit, and we'll go over everything we have in the kit in just a minute. But for my notes, let's just call this one the Blue JJ kit. And then ink color, let's go with Vintage Photo. I don't use that one as much as I used to. So let's go with Vintage Photo. Spray, stencil, and stamp idea. So for the spray, I'm thinking tarnished brass. That's my favorite anyways, and it'll give us a little bit of gold shimmer throughout. Tarnished brass. Okay, and then for the stencil, I think the numbers. That will give us a new little element. And then we've got numbers here, so the numbers one, this one, will tie in those numbers that we use on there. Numbers by Tim Holtz. Okay, and then for the stamp, I'm going to go with the Tim Holtz Papillon. I love that one. It's so pretty. We used to carry that one in the shop. We had it for a long time. And then our distributor got really low in stock and it got on back order, and so we stopped carrying that one. But if you don't have that stamp set, let us know, and we try to restock as we have new subscribers and new customers that want something. You know, we try to restock for you. So let us know if you don't have Papillon by Tim Holtz, and we'll try to get that one back in the shop for you. Okay, I think that is all as far as notes go. I would want to use some watercolor with this one just because it's got such beautiful blues in it. So watercolor, I would just say go with a blue theme for watercolor accents that I put throughout. Okay, so blue junk journal kit. And let's get our little stuff in this tiny little bitty glassine bag. This thing is tiny. This is the tiniest ones that we carry. I think that's the small ones. We have small, medium, and large glassine bags at scrapbookingwithme.com. So I'll ravel up that wax thread and put that in there, and put my little tiny pieces of die cut down in there too. Anything that'll fit, we can put it down in there. Now with glassine, of course, you can't see through it, so if you want a see-through bag of some kind, just use what I did on the last one, and that was a Ziploc bag. So that works just to leave as is. And we can put this back behind that if you wanted to. Of course, you could seal that off. I haven't even added washi tape to any of my kits. That's something that I like to add to pages every once in a while, especially if there's a rip in a page or something. I can add that to it, and helps with covering up little boo-boos that you have on pages and stuff. So we could also add washi tape to our kits that we are putting together. So here is the smallest things up front. Those little pieces from that digital kit were already cut out, so we'll put that there. This one looks like it might be a little bit bulkier than our other one. Our digitals that we've got laid out that we want to go in this junk journal that we make. And then all of our cardstocks, our big pieces at the back. And then our pages on top of that. There. Let's put our bags here. Turn that way. Then our little die cut stuff that way. Our trims like this. And let's see if it's going to fit in one of those sleeves wherever I put my extra ones. Here we go. I love this kit, and I probably will take that red off, but it goes with some of that paper that we picked out too, so no worries either way. It will be good either way. Okay, and then yep, this one's a little bit bulkier than that other one, but it'll still fit in there. And then we have our note that we've already got off of there. And you could actually use one of your clips that you pick out for the kit to attach it on there, or just use a regular old paper clip like that. And I think that this was a very good and informative video, especially for any of our first timers as far as junk journaling goes. You don't have to go and buy all new stuff to make junk journals. Of course, at scrapbookingwithme.com we would love for you to come and buy from us, but if you're just starting out and you're a little overwhelmed, maybe this is a little easier way for you to pull from your own stash and see what you have, put it in to kit form, and then you can even put a note on here saying I need lace trim, or I need die cuts, or I need stickers, or whatever you can add to your notes, and it's right at your mind's eye. You don't have to think about it. It's right in sight, you know, because that old saying, out of sight, out of mind, is totally true. Because some of that fabric and trim, if I wouldn't have got it out of the box or the bag, I'd have never used it because I didn't know what I had. But this way, I do know, and it's all coordinating, and I'm ready to make 2 big jumbo junk journals if I want to. Of course, this excludes adhesive that you use. You always have your adhesive out on your craft station, usually things like that, your blunt needle that you need to bind the book with, things like that. But you don't want to put that in with your kits, because then you'll lose it for your next project that you're working on. So anyway, hope this was a great idea for you, and hope it helped you a little bit, and goes right along with our theme that we're having right now, that collab with Mom, the junk journal, or just journal January. That goes right along with this. This helps you too with that. Y'all have a great day. I'll see you in the next video. God bless. Bye, y'all.